Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and we have some more custom cards for you today, and these ones are very special. Not only are they new custom cards by Hazash, but they have their own cool little gem, and that's going to get explained. This one is called Acumen. There you go, I can say Acumen. Basically, these are meant to be some very interesting mechanics, which are limited by their arcane tendencies. The number of arcane cards you can have in your deck are limited by its attribute count. So if you have 0 to 1 attributes, 3 cards. 2 attributes, 2 cards. 3 attributes, only 1 arcane card per deck. So the cards themselves, as you can tell, have their own gem and a bit of a darker outline. Just something to allow them to stand out and really kind of show off their eerie nature. Now let's get into looking at these cards, because you're about to see some new wild ones. First we have Dragonborn Force, a 7-cost support. Ongoing, and when summoned you can play Unrelenting Force for free. When you unsummon a wounded enemy creature, it's destroyed. Basically this is what is meant to turn Unrelenting Force into a devastating destruction card. And as Unrelenting Force is quite cheap, boom, scary. You can now see how it fits in earlier with other shout cards. As you know, this is linking to shouts, and the fact that Unrelenting Force is a 3-cost card, I believe. Yeah, this is scary stuff. Hence why it's 7-cost. Next we have the Dragonborn Flame support. Once again 7-cost, and allows you to play Dragon Breath for free. When you destroy a creature with an action, you can summon a 2/1 fireworm in the same lane. This is something that intelligence decks would absolutely adore, because it means you'll be summoning these little worms, which, as much as they might not have the best stats, intelligence needs a form of swarm. Or a form of swarm to intelligence is just an absolute win for them. And, you know, the fact that you can play Dragon Breath for free as well, easy first, boom, just like get rid of a couple cards pretty much, nice and easily. And then you've got these very nicely aesthetically designed fireworms ready in the longer rounds to kind of clear up other things. Next we have Dragonborn Frost, a 7-cost agility card. Once again, I believe they're all 7-cost agility supports. Yeah, they're all 7-cost agility. Sorry, not agility. 7-cost supports. My bad. Dragonborn Frost, when summoned, will allow you to play Frostbev for free. And the first time you shackle an enemy creature each turn, it's permanently shackled. Which is something that we discussed in a previous video with one of the Dragon Priests that I forgot the name of, but it ends with the Jailer. Permanently shackling is a very scary idea, because obviously it's meaning that if they've got an ongoing effect, something like that, it's fine, but you can't use it obviously offensively anymore, and meaning that you kind of will be slowing down your moves. We'll read his description here just for a bit of further information. So Dragonborn Frost, while sometimes frustrating, is also quite slow and will need to be paired with a lot of shackle creatures to pay off. In his personal canon, and he says actual canon, playing a Winter's Grasp will cause everything to be permanently shackled. Not just the first creature in the execution order, this is just because from a player's perspective, mass shackling counts as one action. I'm hoping this card wouldn't be too frustrating. For example, if you play Winter's Grasp after your opponent plays Conscription, they'll just have a board of things that sit there. But obviously the fact that you can contribute your own cards if a row is full to put something else down is something that makes this kind of okay and wouldn't be over the top insane. And because it says the first time you shackle each turn, it's just about, as it says down here, making sure that players understand the kind of order to it, so if a newer player sees this, they wouldn't get the wrong impression on how the card actually works. And as you can see, it kind of links to Frost Breath, well, literally allowing you to play it for free, but a card from a previous video that we did, looking at the shouts that would be added with the Secrets of Solstheim collection. For willpower, we have Dragonborn Fealty. When summoned, you can play Call of Valor for free, which basically allows you to summon a hero of Sovngarde Spirit. The first time you summon a creature that wasn't in your hand each turn, it battles a random enemy creature in its lane. This is very cool, I think. It's something which, if you have a deck which is very heavy on summoning creatures and would pair very well with intelligence, although, as mentioned with Arcanes, they're limited in other attributes. So, if you are playing, wanting to kind of have a lot of conjuration stuff, you'd be limited on how many of these Arcane cards you could have, but at the same time, being able to have that easy summoning would mean that the first turn each time you might be able to go boom, get down a lava at Tranak, destroy something, or any of the other really strong kind of summoning cards, or you could just have this on the weaker end, you're summoning an Imperial Grunt, it's just to wound something, but even then, you can kind of like think around how you're going to play and go off kind of on some techie ideas. Also, it's quite nice you just get to play a Call of Valor for free, having a nice free beat stick, which is going to be the first thing which battles. Yeah, it's nice and simple. Right, next we have... Oh, actually, there's one else I'm going to add with this, which is, if, say, you're playing a higher level of Call of Valor, it's all of the heroes battle. So, this, with Tullius's conscription, scary. Very scary for your opponent. Next, we have the Dragonborn Fright for endurance. When summoned, you can play Dismay for free, which, again, we saw in part 2 of these, but in case you want to have a quick read, it's just a nice card for silencing weaker cards in a lane, and then gets over to the stronger ones as it levels up. When you silence an enemy creature, you can summon a 1/1 Nightmare Apparition. Oh my god, Nightmare Apparition. I'm so sorry. With lethal, which could be something obviously to kind of scare your opponents and actually give them a fright as well. As you can see, it makes a lot of use of kind of silencing your opponent's cards, while also having a genuine fear of one of the scariest keywords in the game, lethal. So this one does seem a bit kind of scary. I'm very intrigued to see what you guys think of these Arcane cards, to be fair, because as you can see, they are supports which kind of, they restrict what you're playing to use, but at the same time they're very powerful cards, all around 7 cost, so beginning of the later game usually. But yeah, it's nice that they all link in with a shout as well, and this one here, I'd say the fact that it's able to kind of scare your opponent's cards to losing all their abilities and keywords, while also giving you stuff that could slowly take them out. Yeah, very scary. Especially if cards have like ward and other stuff, which makes it immune to lethal, it will suddenly be losing it. Right, and then we finally have the Dragonborn Ferocity for neutral. Summon, play a random shout for free, for those who love their RNG meme lords. The first time you play a shout each turn, return or put a random shout in your hand. Nice for draw power, nice for, going into shout decks, and because it's neutral, despite how Arcane cards are limited per deck, this one can be a bit more flexible. Dragonborn Ferocity is by far the most versatile, yeah, hence why it's neutral, and would encourage some very, interesting neutral decks, because we don't really see many people playing those single attribute or neutral decks. Like, if I ever see someone playing pure neutral, I want to give them a handshake. As much as if I was doing it, I'd always give it 2 attributes just to get a few things here and there. It's very cool and impressive to see. And yeah, a card like this would give it a bit more use and a bit more effectiveness, and especially something that would make them go, yeah, you know what, I want to have that grey dot represent me. But yeah, that is all the cards in the new Arcane attribute rarity, section. So I'll probably just label this as black book cards just to kind of make sure I understand a bit better. But yeah, if you guys, you're all veterans here, what do you guys think of these? How do you think they would affect the game? Do you think they are nice implementations? Will they be things that you would want to change slightly? Let me know in the comments. That's what it's there for. Look after yourselves and take care.